Right, are we ready for a story? Tonight's story is about a girl and how she works in a farm. And the name of the story is called Who Has Eaten the Garden?
Humans never eat gardens.
And the story goes like this. In springs, when the weather begins to turn warm, Lottie and Grandma spend hours planting vegetable seed in the garden. Lottie thought they took ages to grow, but one morning in summer, Grandma said that at last they were ready for picking. Let's have peas today, said Lottie. They are my favorite. So she took a bowl into the garden and filled it with fresh green pea pods. Then she sat outside the kitchen door and shelled the peas for lunch. Perhaps she eats one or two as well. The next day, Lottie chose carrots for lunch. But when she went out to pick them, she found that something had been nibbling the garden. Most of the vegetable had been eaten. Whatever could it be? It must be rabbit, said the milkman. They love carrots. It can't be, said Lottie. I give them plenty of lettuce and cabbage leaves. It must be pigeon, said the postman. They love peas. Never, cried Lottie. I give them corn and crumbs all the time. Then it's slugs, said the boy returning from school. They'll eat anything. Oh dear, sighed Lottie. What shall we do? Make a scarecrow, suggested Granddad. We'll do it this afternoon. Next morning, as soon as it was light, Lottie crept downstairs and tiptoed into the vegetable garden. What a surprise she got! Not rabbits, not pigeons, or even slugs, but a baby deer nibbling beans and making friends with the scarecrow. Ooh. Very quietly, Lottie crept up to the deer and stroked his nose. Hello. So it was you who ate the garden, she whispered. I wish I could keep you as a pet. Granddad shook his head. I'm sure if you put out some food, the little deer will come out of the wood to see you sometimes, she said with a smile. As long as she leaves our vegetable alone. The end. The next story is about the animal race. And the name of the story is called The Animal Olympics. And the story goes like this. Once a year, the animal held a meeting. They talked about this and that, told one another all their news, then everyone joined in a gigantic party. Now this year, they wanted to do something quite different, so they decided to hold the Animal Olympics. We'll all meet back here 1 week from now, suggests the elephant. Then everyone can take part and try to win a gold medal. How exciting! Cried all the animals, and they ran off at once to practice. How hard the animal tried! They practiced the long jump and the high jump, the javelin and the pole vault. The monkeys tried to throw the disc and shot put. But they didn't get very far. I'm the fastest animal in the world, sobbed a cheetah. Well, if I take part, I shall win all the races, and it will be not fun at all. Cheer up, said the hippo. I have the perfect job for a fast runner like you. Will you carry the Olympic torch and start the games? The cheetah was delighted, wow, and stopped crying at once. The day of the Olympics came at last. The animals arrived looking very smart in their sport clothes, except one. Tommy the tortoise stood on his own looking very sad. I practice every day, but I'm far too slow to take part in any event, he sobbed. Not to worry, said the hippo. We need someone to fire the starting pistol and time the race. Tommy tortoise cheered up at once and plodded off to the starting point. All of a sudden, one of the other animals began sniffing. It was a cheetah. Why are you crying too? Asked the hippo rather surprised. At last, the Animal Olympics began. They last all day long, and each animal won a medal for one event or another. Everyone went home late that evening, feeling very happy and very tired, especially the tortoise and the cheetah. The end. Now come the last story.
Finally, last story then never turn off.
The last story is about a countryside with a mountain and a train. The name of the story is called The Rocky Mountain Train. And the story goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a red train which carried people across the Rocky Mountains. Every day, the red train had to pull lots of carriage because so many people wanted to cross the mountain to the other side. Slowly, the red train huffed and puffed his way over the mountain with its load getting heavier and heavier every day. My goodness, said the engine driver when he saw more and more people waiting at the station each morning. If I add any more carriage, the red train will break down one day. Now the red train kept going because he liked to make the passenger happy, and he loved to listen to the song they sang on the journey across the Rocky Mountain. La, 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 la. Through the mountain we will go, in the rain and frost and snow. The bright red train will be our guide until we reach the other side. Merrily he'll puff along until we end this happy song. La 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 la. One morning, there were even more people than usual waiting at the station. Very soon, the red train's carriage was packed full of passengers. The red train pulled very slowly out of the station. But as soon as he started to cross the mountain, he huffed and puffed, blew his whistle, and came to a stop. Poor red train, said his engine driver. He's too tired to go any further. Oh dear, cried all the passengers. This is our fault. What can we do? All of a sudden, a little boy jumped down from the train and shouted to the passenger leaning out of the carriage window. The song we always sing says, "Through the mountain we will go." Perhaps the red train used to go through the mountain and there is a hidden tunnel somewhere that was safe going up and over them. The red train blew his whistle very hard. He could just remember going through the tunnel many years ago. At once, the passenger climbed out of the train. They searched around the mountain until at last they found the opening of the old tunnel. Yeah. Everyone worked very hard, pulling away tangled undergrowth and clearing the track. Hee, ho, poo. Very soon, the red train was speeding happily through the tunnel. Straight through the mountain in next to no time. The passengers sang the red train's very own song at the top of their voice. The end. Good night, everybody.
What? Buddies.
Good night, baby.